Hello, my name is Jean Félicien, and I'm a member of the executive of Manitoba African Cup of Nations. I represent the Democratic Republic of Congo. And here is the team. On my left, he will introduce himself.
My name is Abdissa Bedesso, and I was born in Ethiopia. I'm the Director of Finance for the Africa Cup of Nations, and I'm very excited to join this organization, and I'm going to let the person on my left.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you, guys. It's a privilege and an honor to be here. My name is Godi Katembo. I'm the founder and the executive director for the Manitoba African Cup of Nations. And I'll be here answering all the questions that you may have concerns. And I'm here to serve the community and to see how we can empower and unite African communities in Manitoba through soccer. On my left here we have.
My name is Saidi Mohammed. I'm representing Ghana, and also I'm a director of operation for Manitoba African Cup of Nations. And I'm glad to be here and nice to meet you all, guys.
My name is Olumide. I am the Director of Development here. So I'm really excited to join this program. Gode was actually the one that called me about this. I was in Paris when he made this known to me. I was like, this is very important. So when I got back to Manitoba, I wanted to get part of this, and I gave him a call right away. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm hoping that we'll be able to answer all your questions, and then hopefully we'll have a fantastic tournament from Saturday going forward.
Tony, would you be able to introduce yourself?
You do not say what you represent. Maybe Nigeria, right?
Yeah, Nigeria.
Hi, my name is Tony, and I'm a representative representing Eritrea and the Gazana Football Club. We had a great success last year, and now I'm looking around the room. We have competition, I would say. So I'm looking forward to a very exciting tournament coming up ahead.
Hello, my name is Omoso Zeyamo. I'm the captain of the Nigerian team. This is the first time my team, I don't think this is the first time the Nigerian team is playing, but this is the first time my team is playing. We're just excited to win the tournament, basically.
That's a spirit. I like that.
Stay positive.
Hello, my name is Frank. I am a coach and captain for the Cameroon team. I guess it's the first time my country is participating to this tournament. But one thing is sure is that even in the forest, we are the lions. So when we come out, is to bite everyone. I mean, everyone. So I guess it will be an easy tournament for us. You just pray, each of you pray not to meet us on your way. And I wish everyone good luck.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Salim. I'm from Zambia, team captain of Zambia. We're really happy. It's our first time playing in this tournament. Well, my team playing in this tournament, so we're really excited to be part of this. And we would like to replicate what our national team did in 2012 and win the Africa.
My name is Dennis. I'm representing Team Kenya, new entrant in the tournament. We used to play back in 2007, but under different management. So it's really exciting to be part of this again. Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay, so
Excellent. Very excited. I'll take off from now, and I wanna let the teams know about the registrations. So the fee is $800, like most of you know, and you have price just to deposit your money for you to enter the league, but we'll expect a full payment before the season starts. But if you can't, you can always contact my brother here, Godi, and you can make he's always flexible, and then you can come up with a deal. And also there will be a $50 late fee and a $100 late fee if you don't pay by July 2nd. And one thing I want to let you guys know, that after you pay your $800 and maybe you lose a couple games and you get mad, we won't give you a refund, because just practice harder and then better yourself. The roster should be submitted by July 2nd, 2012. But we're very flexible. Like if something comes up, you can always contact us, and we'll be very flexible with you guys. So I'm going to let my Godi take over.
Yeah, so I will talk a little bit more about the actually umbrella of the Manitoba African Cup of Nations. And I've been hearing different kind of questions coming in my way. The primary reason why we started the Manitoba African Cup of Nations was primarily to unite African communities together. We have a lot of international students, immigrants, refugees that come here. They are all in small groups. And a lot of this population, we have over, I think, now it's 29,000 African descendants living in Manitoba, but many of us were separated in our own small groups. You know, some students from University of Winnipeg, they don't know some students from University of Manitoba or from Red River College. So we created this tournament more to encourage especially young people to connect with one another. And we are not here to really compete more about primarily for money, but we're here to entertain, to celebrate our cultures, where we come from, to stick together as Africans. Yes, we're playing for different teams, Congo, Ghana, Senegal, Eritrea, whatever team you may be playing for, but we have to remember that we're one, we're in this together as one Africa. And this is what I'm calling out to also all the teams, all the African communities that are out there that were not able to join us this year. Please, this is something that we want you guys to be a part of. If it is the funds or if the fee is what is limiting you guys, please talk to us. There's a couple few generous individual donors in our communities that are willing to do some sponsorship for next year, because this year we didn't have time to prepare a lot of things and we didn't know if the season was going to go on or not due to COVID-19. But we're hoping next year there will be no more COVID-19, so we'll be probably able to plan ahead. The other things that we are doing, working on the Manitoba African Cup of Nations, is also we're establishing the kids program, which is called Free to Play. This is for all African youth. We want to create opportunity for them to be, to get same accessible training as they would. I know soccer is not a cheap sport, especially in Manitoba, well, in Canada or North America overall, has become this as a luxurious thing, or only the privileged can play soccer. And that is another barrier that we are working on besides just the Manitoba African Cup of Nations, is to provide soccer academy to all African youth, low-income families, and also not just African, but low-income families. It could be anybody, because we want them to come and see how we do things, how we like to share, how our culture is like. So we will go down deep into information session. I think we'll be talking more about the other side of the expectations from the teams, what wear jerseys and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for this upcoming Manitoba African Cup of Nations, we want to also make sure each team have their full jersey, your full, if it's Nigeria, make sure you have a full jersey. It doesn't have to be Nigeria, but make sure you comport you look good on the field. We don't want someone to come on the field with Air Force One and say you want to play a soccer game. That's not good. So we want it to be we want it to be nice and excellent, so that, because we don't know who are coming to watch. Maybe some people will be there and they were looking for a players. Maybe you'll be lucky the person will choose you. So being decent on the field also is part of getting someone to be more interested on taking you as a player and teach you how to play soccer as well. So one, we want to make sure all our jerseys are neat and shin pads, and your numbers all should be back on your jerseys, and also make sure you comport your teams and to be more disciplined on the field. We don't want anybody to be fight on the field or with the referee. Let your captain deal with that, and the captain also have to make sure his players are very respectful on the field. And also, about your socks also, we have to also, before the game, we have to try and take a picture and send it to us in our email, so that we can know the color of the jersey that you are wearing. We don't want it to be clash of jerseys. This one is wearing yellow and this one too is wearing yellow. We don't want that to happen. So before the game, try and send us the picture of the jersey that you are wearing, your shirt, your shorts, and your socks, so that we will let you guys know. If anything, also then we will send you back what each team are going to wear, so that you will know what to wear as well. So yeah, so those are the things that also like. So for the full price of this tournament, like we said, like it's a half. For winner will take about $400. So we want to, like, it's not more about the money. It's to entertain ourselves as Africans, also to bring our community together as well. So it's something that we have to. There is a goal scoring reward. There is a this thing, player of the year reward, and also there's a lot of rewards that is going to be happening on the field. So we want you guys to also make sure, like, each team, please come early, at least 1 hour before the game. We don't want to be late because, one, we rent the referees and we are paying them. We don't want the referee to come and he's waiting, like he's also working on his time. So we don't want that. So please, we want to tell you to please come early, at least 1 hour before the game. Then we will start. So yeah, on my left, I will let.
So yeah, just to continue from where he stopped. Basically, the aim of this tournament is to bring us together. So one thing I want everybody to know is this is a non-profit organization. So when we ask for certain money, it's just for it to be a continual thing. We want to make sure that this organization goes beyond just Manitoba. The idea of it is to go beyond, to go all through Canada. But, you have to start somewhere. So you have to crawl before you walk. So the idea of this is to make sure that each and everybody understands this. And then we play as a community. And hopefully by next year, we have more than 8 teams. And it goes from there. Because at the end of the day, this is not just a G8, so to speak, tournament. It's a tournament for Africans. So as many Africans are out there, I know a couple of African teams are combining together because they don't have a full team, which is fine. We understand that. But the goal is by next year, we have, more teams. So, if you're from Zambia, Lesotho, wherever country you're from, we want everybody to be in this tournament. This is an inclusive tournament. The other thing, too, is because I don't know if any of you are familiar with trying to play football, soccer here in Canada is usually very expensive. Gode mentioned about the free-to-play. The idea behind it is to make sure that we can allow kids, young from, I don't know, say 6, 7, 8, can play soccer and actually get the training to be able to play. And hopefully they can go on and to be, if they want to be international in this, then, so be it. And that would be one of the things that we can brag about, so to speak, saying that, this person, this individual came through this program where they didn't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to practice or to play soccer, but now they're playing for, I don't know, Vancouver Whitecaps, a team in the MLS. So this is just beyond, a quick tournament that we're going to play this summer and then next summer. We want this organization to be as big as possible, and for that to happen, we need your support. So the more you can, you can donate, the more you can bring to the table, the more we can grow as an organization.
Okay. Thank you very much. There has a few points that they have talked about the jerseys. We're also working, we're doing everything in our power to also try to help out those teams that are coming in for the first time forming. They don't have jerseys. Coming up with this cost alone, it's a little bit hard, especially with the COVID-19. People lost jobs. There's no financial resources here and there. But we're doing everything in our best to try to provide some jerseys for those teams who are coming in without jerseys. But again, socks has to be, every team has to have like matching socks. That's something that we cannot provide. But jerseys, we do have I think I have 3 sets of jerseys, which I think one is 15, 16, and 17 pairs. Again, that's not something that I would recommend for you guys to rely on, because due to COVID-19, we don't want, player taking off a jersey after sweating and giving it to somebody else to say, oh, go on a pitch. So we're really, really strongly suggesting that if you can buy jerseys, I have a few contacts of where you can get a set of jerseys, 18 pairs of jerseys, I think for $400 with your logo on it or name on it. That's something that we can touch on. Olamide have mentioned some great points regarding what you are trying to establish is just beyond ourselves just playing soccer, but we are the future. we are the future leaders. You guys who are sitting here with us, you are the future leaders in your communities. So it's not just about us entertaining ourselves, but also as we're operating as a non-profit organization, we are doing everything in our power to also give back in the community. We have had a couple of few individuals who came through this program. We have two talented players. One is Raphael. He's playing for Vala FC. He used to play in this Manitoba African Cup of Nations. We have George playing in Vancouver Whitecaps, who used to play for Congo. And what we're hoping is to produce more talented players. And I know we Africans, we have what it takes to get to that level. But what we're seeking or what we're lacking is sometimes the opportunities. So we're also working, me as the executive director, I'm doing everything in my power to bring in scouts from different universities, from different colleges to come and scout players. Not only university, but we're trying to see how we can build this umbrella to become something big, to say when Vancouver Whitecaps or Toronto FC want to scout talented players, where are they going to go? They are going to go seek the Manitoba African Cup of Nations. Because we look at France, if they won the World Cup, majority of the first team were all immigrants. They were all refugees. And that is something that the Canadian Soccer Association I don't think so. They have really tried to work on that side of it, because soccer has become as this luxurious thing, not something that everybody should be able to access, And there's power in that diversity of like having every team, like having players from all over the place to be a part of this. And what we're hoping is one day to produce players coming out of this tournament, coming out of our academy, free to play, to go play on a national level. That is our hope and that is our dream. So it is beyond just us entertaining ourselves. 10 years from now, all of us, some of you guys will be fathers. Some of you will be like, I don't want to get married, I just want to be single. But that's okay as well, But we want to create something for our kids. We want to show them that it's okay. We don't always have to go outside to say their program is always better. We want to attract in some people to come learn about our culture, to say it's okay. I want to play in the Manitoba African Cup of Nations. We had a couple of few individuals who reached out to me. I had Italians and Portuguese say, Gori, we want to be a part of the Manitoba African Cup of Nations. I said, I'm sorry, we can't. This is primarily for the Africans. But if you want to bring your kids to come to free to play, you are more than welcome. So we're giving back also. We're not just here to take, but we're also adding values to the lives of many Canadians who helped us to be on this land.
So because after this tournament, we're going to select good 22 players in all the countries so that we can organize a game to go and play. So we want to also have an African, the Manitoba African Cup of Nations, GSA as well, so that we can, after the tournament, we can select players. Then we can organize ourselves and go and play with a team, a club. So that's one of our goals too, because we are not just going to play there and just go away. And also we want to continue it after that. So it's part of our goal. And we also want to, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to be serious, it's up to us. We have to make it serious. We don't have to let someone come out and say, do this. We have to make everything serious by ourselves, because a lot of teams want to join, but they are not from Africa, so we can't allow them to join. So if we can get those kind of team and select our African 11 and go and play with them, that would be nice. So that's one thing also we have to put on our mind as well.
And also on that, I wanted to mention that we are bilingual. We have several countries that speak French, English. So we are bilingual on our side as well. Myself, I speak both French and English. At least I can say so. And on top of that, the due date for the payment, the full payment, it's on the 12th of July and not the 2nd. But by the 2nd of July, every team should submit their rosters to the executive committee, and also to emphasize on discipline. When we talk about showing up on time to the games, we pay the people who will be refereeing the games, so we don't want anyone to show up late and increase the payment that we will end up paying those people. So we have to take into consideration that we have to put some seriousness into this, because sometimes we have that stereotype of when Africans are doing things, they always fall off somehow. But we are fighting hard to remove that on our shoulders, and let all of us be mindful of those details, showing up on time, communicating. If anything show up on one side, you have to make sure that you communicate, because if there's no communication, then it's hard to plan ahead or to see a way that we can work around things. So I will emphasize on discipline, commitment, and also communication.
So for the discipline side, he has touched a little bit light on it, but I will go in depth in it. So discipline, we're looking for discipline. Last year we ran a very successful tournament. We're a small country. I think we have 4 or 5 teams. 4 teams last year. We started with 4 teams. Now, it's good that we see these things have double, but also we just don't want to double grow by numbers, but also in discipline-wise. We had 0 red cards, 0 fights. In the previous years, when in 2010, I think, and 9, what destroyed the whole umbrella before was fights and red cards and things like that. And players were playing for other countries just because for the money sake of it. What we're here is to unite African people. So when we're talking about discipline sides of it, teams, please, 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 we're begging you guys, because of just time-wise, if your game is at 4 p.m., please be there at 3:30 or 3:15. Because if the game is at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. and you only have 8 players at the field, the ref will start the game. Guess what? If the other team has already 11 players, they're already at advantage. They're already ahead of you guys. Most likely they're going to score 2 goals in 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So there is that. And then if a team has no show up for one reason or another, the game was supposed to be at 4, you show up at 5, the ref already is gone, the other team is already gone. You are wasting everyone's time. You are wasting the other team's 22 players' time. You are wasting the ref's time. You are wasting the organization, time. So there will be a penalty to that. That's $50, penalty to that, because we have to pay the ref. We booked these soccer fields and we are paying everything. This is about its cost. So there's that discipline side. We have 0 tolerance on fight. Any kind of physical fight or any kind of violence, we have 0 tolerance to it. That being said, is like any kind of fight, a player automatically get kicked out of the tournament for the rest of the year until next year, and there will be a $50 penalty on it when it comes to anything that is related to fights. We are going to have some media teams that will be coming to the games, and the least thing we want is like CBC or like CTV saying the African Cup of Nations were organizing an event and 2 African brothers from the same land fighting because the referee did this or because somebody else did this. We are all mature. We are adults that are playing in this tournament. So we are asking you guys, we are going to have families, little young ones, nieces, nephews that are going to be coming, watching our games. And we want to be the example on the field and off the field. So to continue on that, when it comes to straight red cards, and again, we are here to entertain ourselves, to also have fun. At the same time, we want it to be competitive. Any player that gets a straight red card, that being said, is like you went to hurt somebody intentionally. You want to break off their leg or you want to do something. That's not what we are here for. We all have families. Some of us are international students. Some of you guys, you are here by yourself. And we don't want to say somebody's in a hospital because they were playing in a Manitoba African Cup of Nations. We want you guys to play hard, but be clean, be safe. I know as a soccer player, it's like sometimes when things get heated up, which I will ask you coaches and team captains, is take off that player. It doesn't worth it for him to cause a bad reputation to say, oh, it was the Congolese boys that were fighting in the Manitoba African Cup of Nations. Now we're going through the whole African communities they are painting. Those are the boys that's the community that is always fighting. I want you guys to lead by example as team captains, as coaches, to lead by example, to say it is possible. And I know most of you guys are young, We are educated. We know better. We can do better. We don't want to repeat the same mistake our fathers did. Let's leave politics on the side. Let's leave our studies on the side. Let's leave our religion on the side. And let's just play the game.
Ethnicity and all those things.
Tribalism. We can have teams, we have problems where you say I'm speaking Congo because I'm from there. One say, oh, I'm speaking this language and I'm speaking this. Let's put all of that on the side. Let's just play the game.
And if I can add on that, we have actually expertise in the team. We have people who are doing their studies in conflict resolutions or stuff like that. And we're actually planning to have a meeting where we can meet with all the coaches and the captain just to empower all of us with certain basic skills of conflict resolution. Communication is one of it. And for example, I am an assistant coach and I apply discipline on the Congolese team. I know very well my players because I put time to study them, to know their temper at a certain level. So if you see something that is escalating before it explodes, it's better you act on it. Maybe take that player off for a little bit and have a talk with him instead of waiting and everything then it goes there. He mentioned some of the CBC news reporter will be there. The last thing that we want to happen is to be fighting Africans while we're on camera. That will be very bad. That will be very bad because some people treated us a certain way. We do not want to give them the reason to continue or maybe to even exaggerate in the way that they see us.
So one of the things also I want to raise is about the team registration, the roster. Make sure all your players will be on the roster because we're going to hand it over to the referee as well. So there will be 5 changes for each team, 5 changes. If you want to sub, 5. So yeah, for the full game, 5 sub. So for that, we have to also make sure if our fans also are coming towards the player, we have to let them go. There's a place that the fans should be, not to be with the players as well. So we want to give space to the players so that they can be comfortable sitting there. And also we have to be cautious about the COVID-19 also as well. So yeah, please let's make sure we come on the field on time and get a warm up and start the game early. So yeah.
And to have actually their real names on the roster, you should make sure. All those names that we give ourselves outside, the street, put them aside, and we have to write the real names on there.
Yeah. And also, if you want to change, if you want to do a sub, go to a referee, or maybe hand over the person that you want to sub. If it is number 5, write the number on it and give it to a referee so that you know the one who is wearing number 5 should come out. So that's what we don't want confusion. No, do you come out? No, it's going to be confused. So we want to make sure everything goes on the distance.